Marvel is not having a good one. I'm actually kind of surprised by some of this news. The Captain America one, not surprised at all. That one I knew was probably not going to do very well. It's pretty much done at the box office. However, this news is kind of surprising. So, it's being alleged that Daredevil Born Again is not doing well. In fact, it might be performing worse than The Acolyte. They're even saying it's doing worse than Agatha All Along, which is pretty wild. I've seen the first 2 episodes of the show. It's actually pretty good. I like Daredevil Born Again so far. There's a lot left to go, but I like what I've seen so far. Is it as good as the Netflix show? I don't know yet because there's not a lot. But just based on what I've seen, no. However, I really don't think holding it to that kind of a standard is fair. Those 3 seasons of the Netflix show are really, really good. That's a really high bar. I don't think you can compare it to. That's like some of the best stuff Marvel has ever done. And I don't think this is a bad show. It's just, it's just never going to. I don't think anything can top those first couple of seasons of Daredevil on Netflix. Those are now on Disney Plus, I think, but I think you get what I'm saying. I don't think comparing it and holding it to that standard is fair. That was a long time ago, years ago. I'm sure some people will disagree with me on that, but I still think this is a pretty decent show. I think just people have lost faith in Marvel. Nobody has any faith in them anymore. They've put out a lot of bad stuff, and this isn't even we're not even at the end of the road when it comes to bad shit. Keep in mind, the Ironheart show is still coming. I think that's the last little bit of slop that they're putting out is that Ironheart show. But this not charting is a shock to me. I thought this would do really good numbers. And I think the fact that it's performing so badly is, a testament to what Marvel has done to this universe. So, like I said, I think this is a show. And in fact, there's a really strong chance that the numbers for this could rebound based on word of mouth as time goes on. There's a total of, I believe, 9 episodes. And it could totally bounce back. It really could. But as of right now, we can go with what they have, and it's not good. Disney didn't make any announcement. As pointed out here by Cosmic Book News, usually when they're very proud of something, they will come out and say how happy they are, and that has not happened yet. So we have some data from Luminate. They posted their data for the week of February 28th through March 6th, and Daredevil Born Again is nowhere to be found on the chart, with Paramount Plus's Landman in 10th place with just 352.2 million minutes viewed. That means Daredevil Born Again, which had 2 episodes premiere on Disney Plus on March 4th, performed worse than Landman. For comparison, The Acolyte garnered 210 million minutes watched in its first week, according to Luminate. It moved up to 380.5 million in its second weekend. Both shows were released on a Tuesday. So you look at what people are actually watching, at least with what's actually popular over on Netflix. You've got Running Point, 1923, Zero Day. That's kind of a shocker. That's the Trump. I don't think it's about Trump, but that's the movie or the series they thought like Kamala Harris was going to win. They had that one guy step down. De Niro's in it. I have no interest in watching Zero Day, but if you're enjoying it, more power to you. I believe that's the De Niro show. Love is Blind, Reacher, Great show, actually. Not a big fan of Alan Rickman. Richman. Not a big fan of him. But Reacher is quite good. Paradise, Devil in the Family, House of David, 1923, and Landman. I hear Landman's great. I need to watch that, I think. That's where we're at. Looking at the number of reviews on IMDb, the show might actually have worse viewership than the premiere of The Acolyte back in the middle of June. The Acolyte's first episode had 11,000 total reviews, while in its second episode had 9,900 reviews. Its third episode had 7,500. A day before the release of its third episode, Daredevil Born Again's first episode only had 7,800 reviews, and its second episode only had 6,400. Furthermore, looking at Google Trends, The Acolyte had a higher peak when it released compared to Daredevil Born Again. The Acolyte hit 100 during the week of June 2nd through 8th, where Daredevil has hit 60 for the week of March 2nd through 8th. That one's easily explainable. There's a lot of dog shit in The Acolyte. People were making fun of it more. There doesn't seem to be anything to make fun of in Daredevil Born Again. I've enjoyed the show. I mean, what is the? there's nobody that's going to go in and shit on it. That's really what brings up that kind of thing. The stuff with The Acolyte was all bad news, whereas with Daredevil, it's mostly good stuff. I've enjoyed the show. As I said, I don't have that much to say about it in criticism, other than it's a decent show. I think it's a decent show. It's just not as good as that Daredevil Netflix show, which, like I said, I don't think is that bad. It's not that big of a deal. I mean, it's the gold standard, man. Really. So, yeah, this is not good. As Nerderotic says, Daredevil Born Again debut gets beat out by The Acolyte in the same period of time. And here are some articles from Variety, same outlet. 7.5 million views on Disney Plus, whereas The Acolyte had 11.1, and that does not bode well for Daredevil. But as I said, this can change. Good word of mouth could propel it up, and I honestly think that it probably will. I'll be surprised if this show crashes and burns. But we shall see. We shall see. I think people are just a little cautious when it comes to Marvel now, and that's up to them to fix, man. They've got to fix it. If I were them, I would totally consider canceling that Ironheart show and just doing what Warner Brothers did with Batgirl and turning it into a tax write-off. I think that they would be better off doing that, because putting that show out is just more shit. I would get rid of that show. They're not going to do it, but it would be smart to turn that show into a tax write-off. Anyway, that's it. Let me know what you guys think about all of this. I'd like to hear from you. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.